I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
I think we can all agree that times is hard.
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Yes. Rising inflation, cost of living very high, stagnant wages, all that kind of stuff. Things are a bit tight around the place, and I'm not talking about my jeans. So it's...
But let's face it, probably in the same situation as mine.
Oh,
bursting at the seams.
Dreadful state. It could hurt somebody. It really could.
Yeah. We're going to have a gusset issue any minute now.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So, money's tight. There's not a lot of money around. Let's put it like that. Things a bit tight. But don't worry, because as luck would have it, Lamborghini, the supercar manufacturer, have announced their best sales year ever.
Right, I know where this is going. And it's not going to be through the sale of Huracans or Aventadors or Volta, whatever the other one's called. It's going to be that bloody Euros, isn't it?
Well, that's certainly in there. But apparently however you say it, the Revolto or whatever it is apparently it's their most expensive model. But
so does
apparently, go on.
Does that mean, is that their most profitable or the one they've sold the most of?
Well, good question. Detail is sketchy on that. They apparently in the year in 2024, obviously is the year we're talking about. They've sold 10,687 cars, which is a 6% increase over the previous year. So it's
hang on. So they've sold over 10,000 Lamborghinis in 2024.
Apparently so.
That's nuts.
Yes, I know.
Just take it back to your original satirical point of going times is tough.
Yes.
Are we sure?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing, and as I say, that's 6% up on 2023. Although they sold over 10,000 cars in 2023 as well.
Oh, I see. So
10,112 cars in 2023, 10,687 cars in 2024.
All right.
So it's on the rise.
Now, is this because of influences?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. They say the growth is across all geographic regions, but mainly America.
Oh,
so
yes,
that
probably
would suggest probably influencers. Yes.
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 Yeah. So it's that thing, isn't it? It's the brand to be seen driving and going. You know what you're doing there? Like if we go back to Lamborghini that we hold dear in our heads, the sort of 80s, 90s era, it's a brand that you go, lovely. You wouldn't mind putting a Lamborghini on the drive. You rock up in a Countach or a Diablo. Lovely.
There you go.
But now, because of influences, somewhat tarnished it. It's like, absolutely not.
I don't think so. Not really. They haven't detailed exactly which models have done it, but they've suggested that a lot of it is Huracan.
Okay, which but the fact that if they're leaning towards sports cars doing the best, then that's good. We've not ended up flogging lots of SUVs because
there actually isn't a mention of so maybe that's not maybe that's not a significant part of it. But which is kind of a good thing, I suppose. But very much a luxury product, I would suggest.
I would say so,
but somebody's buying them.
Selling strong.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting because next year, I say next year, we're in it now. This year,
we are. It's begun.
Yes. This year, the Huracan replacement arrives, doesn't it? The Temerario. Yeah, there's too many E's and too many R's, and I'll keep getting it muddled up.
There's too many vowels in that word.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, that's going to arrive this year. Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's good. So that's the new, baby Lambo, entry Lambo, whatever you want to be. But isn't it? They're saying that one's got hybrid as well.
Yeah, it's going to have a plug-in element. It's also going to be about 300 grand, but that obviously doesn't matter.
But no, apparently not. All right. No. Well, that's lovely for all concerned there, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of a party for them, I should think. They've got their own brand of champagne, so they'll be able to crack a few bottles of that. Yes, in illuminated bottles, especially for nightclubs.
Oh.
The label lights up. It's got LEDs in it and things. Yeah.
Hang on, I can't tell if you're taking the piss or not.
No, that's real.
So the label lights up with LED.
Yeah, I'm serious. It does.
For goodness
sake. I mean, I haven't got one. I haven't bought one to test this.
No, and let's be clear, it's not because of the financial aspect.
No, it's not. Because the Lamborghini family has a vineyard, as you may know, which is a business that's nothing to do with the cars, because obviously that's VW. But you can buy a Lamborghini. It's a different company, but you can now buy Lamborghini champagne, which has an illuminated bottle.
That's horrendous.
It's really classic, isn't it?
Will be rotating in his grave at high RPM.
Oh yeah, faster than one of his V12s.
Yes. Oh no.
It's really good, that, isn't it?
Well,
mind you, if any car manufacturer was going to do it, although as I say, that's not fair because it's not actually the car manufacturer; it's just the same name.
Oh dear. Yeah, but the people buying it aren't distinguishing it at that point, are they?
No, not. No. So there you go. But obviously, enough people are, or more and more people are buying the cars, as it turns out. So.
Yep, apparently so.
There you go. So apparently, money not so tight as we thought.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
No one's told me.
No, I haven't seen any of it. No.
Okay. So, in terms of other news occurring this week, so we've had a bit of news. Now, we touched on the potential merger between Honda and Nissan. You brought it up in and around Christmas.
Yeah, I did. There was a sort of announcement, wasn't there?
Sort of announcement. So a bit of digging on that one. And we didn't go into it in detail because there weren't many details.
There wasn't a lot of detail to work with, no.
However, we sort of summarized of going two Japanese powerhouses merging together, take on the might of the Chinese brands, gathering pace.
Yep.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, good idea.
for sure. Yeah.
It does transpire though that Nissan is not in a good state.
Okay.
They are, to put it in a very clear, sort of concise state, on their arse, basically.
Okay.
Right. Now,
Right.
I've done a bit of digging, and it is being reported more now. I'd have to give a shout out to Mr. Sharp on this, being our resident Japanese correspondent. So I've been reading some English translations of Japanese articles.
Okay. Because there hasn't been much in our press about it.
No. So yeah, they're not doing brilliantly. Honda not too bad at all.
Okay.
But Nissan not so much.
Okay.
The reason I bring this up is it's the annual CES show at the moment, the big tech event.
It is, yes. I did actually watch one of the keynotes, but nothing to do with cars. It was tech stuff, so we won't bore our listener with it here.
No, that's the day job right there.
That's the other part of our lives. Yes.
Yeah. Honda unveiled some prototypes.
Okay, right.
And which they called the Zero series. So they've unveiled a Zero SUV and a Zero saloon, and these are supposedly 2 models within a range of 7 full electrics due between now and 2030.
Okay.
They are styled very interestingly.
Oh, I've just brought up some photos. Yeah, okay, that is interesting. Yes.
But it's also interesting that they're unveiled at a tech show,
isn't it? Yeah, because CES is certainly not a car show. For those that don't know, it's a technology show.
Quite.
Yes.
And let's see if because there's been a couple of articles on this, and the one is not exactly what I was after, because I think the reason they unveiled it there is not only because they're showcasing it more as a sort of, it's EV, it's tech, but it's also car, but they're also unveiling these Zero series, and they're equipped with their own operating system called ASIMO OS.
Now ASIMO is a familiar name.
This it is. That's a name from their robot. But the reason is they made quite a big deal about the operating system itself.
Right.
Which that'll be interesting.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad looking old Hector, is it?
No, it's interesting.
The saloon I'm looking at. The SUV's a bit strange, but I'm not interested in that. I'm looking at the saloon.
Which, yeah, that's fair. But it's really bold design, isn't it?
It is. It's almost, funnily enough, a little bit Lambo at the front, having just talked about them.
Yeah, it's got a hint of
just a little bit. Just a little
hint
bit
of what am I thinking? Gallardo?
Yeah, I would say so. Certainly around the headlights. Yeah. It's not terrible.
No,
interesting.
Not at all.
So this merger then might be less of a merger and more of a buyout. Do we think?
It's entirely possible, but it's a really awkward one, isn't it?
Or is there a bit more in it for Nissan than there is for Honda?
Yeah.
That sounds the right way round. Yeah. Because Nissan are not without EV tech, obviously.
No, they're early adopters, if anything.
Indeed, they were. The Leaf very much took off where the Prius left off, if you see what I mean. Yeah. But again, as was the trouble with the Prius, it's not a technology that's been overdeveloped, shall we say? Maybe getting a little bit left behind now.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Okay. So it looks like it might actually be a possibility then.
Yeah, and I think we're actually, rather than possibility, we're heading towards dead cert, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, that would create quite a thing. Honda and Nissan.
Yeah, and I hope that the Nissan brand stays with us.
Yeah.
Because that would be. I mean, that we. I would. Hang on, I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna look it up, but that must be getting on for a company that's must be nearly 100 years.
Well, of course, Nissan is a more recent name, isn't it? They were Datsun before that.
Yes. Okay. So.
Which I think is a better name, actually. But anyway, that's.
So they said, oh, here we go. A quick bit of Googling. So the name, like you say, starting with Datsun.
Yeah.
It's beginnings, even though it wasn't Datsun, they could traced all the way back to 1914.
Oh wow! Well, there you go then. So okay, yeah, there we are then.
Yeah, and then it looks like the name Datsun became a thing in sort of the early 1930s.
Right. So, okay.
So yes, there are.
Yes, I wouldn't like to see it go.
Oh God, no.
So if they can do something with Honda that will keep them going, I mean, they wouldn't be the first failing brand to have done a deal with Honda to try and get themselves going.
No, I take your point there.
Let's hope it goes better than that did.
Yes.
Although that actually did go quite well for a while.
Yeah. That I mean, we'd say very successful actually.
Yeah. So, until it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, because what am I thinking? There was a bit of Nissan news that sort of ties in. Yes, that was it. Because I know we're clinging on to this whole transition into the new year thing, but 2024 marked the end of the GTR.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Yes, that's true.
That's your lot. That's
true. Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a thing.
Yeah, I mean God blimey, the Nissan GTR in terms of lifespan, I think 2007.
Let's see. Because the launch was, or not the launch, but it first appeared on Top Gear, didn't it?
Yes, that was it. Mr. Nissan's car himself.
That's right. 2007. Yeah, you're right, for the R35 generation of the GTR. Yeah. Yeah. There were cars before that under the Skyline brand that wore the GTR badge, but that was a slightly different thing.
Which, just...
Yeah. 2007, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
What a shame.
Yes, what a shame. But if they are in some kind of trouble, they might not be able to afford to keep making stuff like that.
No, I can't imagine. I mean, I think it sold quite well because there was a lot of car for the money.
Yeah. There's one that lives around here. quite close. A GT, a proper one.
Nice bit of kit, that.
Oh yeah. It's in metallic bronze.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Excellent choice.
Yeah, really good.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're going to have a car like that, you might as well have it in a colour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please don't order it in grey. Well, you're not going to now because they're gone. But
no, that's your lot.
Don't have a grey one. Make it in a nice colour.
But
well, watch this space then on that one.
Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet at the moment. The reason I brought it up was because of the CES stuff, which would be interesting in itself.
Yeah.
Particularly the fanfare around the operating system. I've tried to delve into the details, but it's a bit sparse. But you and I, being from where we are, I think when information is available there, it'd be quite interesting to delve into.
We'll have a look at that. Yeah. I'd like to know more about that. If it is genuinely their own work and not slapped on top of Android or something else, then yeah, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah. I mean, I hope after all this fanfare, like you say, it's not something like that, and they've not just done what a load of other people have gone. Well, there's Debbie, and that works brilliantly. Let's put the skin over the top of that.
Let's just stick our own UI on top of someone else's. And I know it's tempting to do that. But it would be nice if there was another original operating. I mean, even Tesla's operating system, which is regarded as the best, if you scratch deep enough, it's Linux.
Yes. Which, I mean, it's a good start.
It's probably where you would start if you were going to build your own thing these days. Yeah. I don't think anyone would feel the need to go all the way back down to hardware level if they were going to start. Anyway, we're getting into the day job, as you say.
Yeah, so let's not do that. Just gonna. Let's steer away. Steer away.
Steer away. I like that. Back onto cars straight away. Lovely stuff. Yes.
More unveils this week. So, when the 911 range got its,
quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh dear, the Amazon lady's got involved.
You set her off there, didn't you?
I did. Unfortunately, she couldn't help us.
It's because you said 911. All the technology in the house came alive.
It's like, oh, he's on about that again, is he?
Yeah. Oh, talk over him. It'll be really dull. Granddad's talking about 911s again.
Won't be dull. It'll be fascinating. So, last year when we started getting the Gen 2 of the 992s being unveiled, so we had the sort of entry level. Then we had what we were talking about last week, actually, the GTS T hybrids. There was one noticeable absence. The fact that we had the sort of bottom of the rung Carreras, but no one had mentioned the Carrera S, which is an important candidate in the lineup. Thinking man's choice.
Okay,
but it is. It really is. That got unveiled this week. So they've. It's frankly ridiculous now. The Carrera S comes in. So you're basically just one rung up the ladder from entry level with a few tasteful tweaks, very performance focused tweaks as well. You go, that's a 480 horsepower car now.
That's quite a lot.
That's nuts.
Yeah. For one up from the entry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Which, I mean, but it's just like the performance is superb.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Porsche obviously making big claims. They're saying it's their most dynamic Carrera S ever. Like, well, yeah, I would hope so.
Well, yes.
So it's not only has it got the little boost in power from its predecessor, but it's also fitted as standard with the, what do they call it, the Torque Vectoring Plus.
Torque Vectoring Plus, yes, that's right.
So what that is an electric rear diff. So computers are fiddling with it, and it is making the handling that bit better and the power delivery that bit better. It's nice. 3.3 seconds to 60.
Yeah, that is quite brisk.
And every time they tweak this 992, I look at it and go, God, then I've got it right this time. The 991 didn't sit as well. I mean, the 997, I think, is still the most perfect version of the water-cooled 911s. But this 992 is getting so close now visually to perfection. So it's hot on the heels of the 997.
There you go.
Visually speaking, that's what. So
yes, absolutely. I can only find pictures of it in really boring colours, which is a shame.
Yeah, some of the press shots are all sort of a off-white-ish.
Yeah, sort of. It's a little bit Soviet, isn't it?
It's a bit. Yeah, it's not brilliant. So
on, guys, do it in red. What are you doing with all this grey nonsense?
Which, yeah, I mean, I've already had a look, obviously.
Oh, of course you are. The Porsche configurator is one of your favourite places to be.
Yeah, I mean, I know all the buttons are virtual, but I've nearly worn them out. So
yeah, yes. If it was possible to wear out a website, you would have done it.
That's it. So I've been straight in there, gentian blue, put it on the Carrera Classic wheels.
Nice. Yeah.
And then splashed out on gentian blue. So think about this. I've splashed out and I've gone for the club leather in truffle brown.
Ooh, that's naughty.
Absolutely fabulous.
I mean, let's be honest, it's the colour it's going to be after you've been in there for a while, but
yeah. Why not add a sort of air of camouflage about it?
Just prepare it. Yeah, there you go. That would do. Yeah, I could see that working. Yeah.
Naughty.
That is naughty. Yeah, that is naughty. You're going to have to buy a 911 one day. You know, it's got to happen.
One day, I agree.
Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah,
I will. But yeah, I didn't mean to delve into the configurator stuff, but it was more the fact that they've done a really lovely job on that.
So what are we talking price wise here?
So I mean, let's face it, it's 120.
Okay. I always think the 911 is less than that, but it's not these days, is it?
No. Basically, if you want the brand new one, you're not going to get, and you want absolutely the most entry level, I don't think you're going to get any change out of 100 grand.
See, in my mind, the entry level should be about 50, but I mean, you're talking 50 for like a family hatchback now, so it's all gone silly.
Yeah, it's a bit much, right? So you were saying that there are some really boring colours of this. So here's the one I prepared.
I'm looking at them.
There's the one I prepared earlier.
Oh, let's have a look here. What have you done?
You can just about see me interior colour on that as well.
Oh, that's naughty. Yeah. That's a good combination.
Yes.
Yeah, brown and blue. Yeah.
Man of taste, you see. They don't call me granddad for nothing. I know what I'm on about.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you on the colour scheme. Let's put it like that.
good, and like I said, nice on the wheels. And I've also gone for the very subtle, but the aluminium trim around the side windows as well.
You can spec one of these incredibly precisely, can't you?
And I have. That is correct, and I won't hear anything otherwise.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Any other spec is just wrong.
No, that's it. It's like what can we liken to in the motoring world? So when you do your theory test and it's multiple choice, there's only one correct answer. So the options that are here, they're the multiple choice, and I've given you these are the correct answers. You see.
But by your definition, I thought you liked green.
Oh, this is.
I'm sure the last time we spec'd a 911, you chose green, or was that Taycan's? I can't remember.
So you've got to be so careful with this. But the colour is very dependent on the level of 911 you buy.
Oh God, I wish I'd known.
Well, for me, it is anyway. Yeah.
You are a proper 911 perv. You are.
This particular Carrera S is just a really good choice, a sensible choice. So it must have an air of understatement about it.
Yeah, but the green, I mean, it's that's a nice colour.
But it's a bit more leery, isn't it? Slightly more leery.
Is it? I've never heard green described as leery, or not that kind of green.
In comparison to a gentian blue, it is slightly more leery, I would say.
Thought you were a Guards red man.
You see, Guards red, yes, absolutely, but I would put it on a slightly older 911.
Okay. I didn't realise there was. Okay. Yeah, you went. Well, I say I didn't realise you went this deep. Obviously, I did.
I've experimented and I've toiled over Guards red on a modern 911.
Yeah.
And I struggle. Some days I like it, some days I don't. Whereas, like, if I look at the gentian blues and I go, perfect for the colour.
You're getting more consistent approval on the blue. Yeah. Okay.
Whereas you look at like a 997, you go, yeah, paint that in Guards red, paint it now, done.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I feel like I know more about this than I did earlier.
Well, let's face it. You learnt about the car, and then you learnt about my oddities.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go into that on the podcast. Oh, I see what you mean.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looking at that woman's off, she's bonging at me now.
Oh, what have you said this time?
I don't know. I tell you what, I've been doing this nearly 4 years. She's never impinged before.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, there's always been one in the room. Got a muscle in on our fame. Fuck off.
Yeah, she wants to be a third wheel here. We can't have that.
No, I want no part of that. Bezos is not coughed up enough there, I'm afraid.
Nope, no, exactly. If he wants to get on here, he's going to have to, come up with the funds.
Oh, yeah. So, right, okay.
Okay, there we go.
Let's park 911s before I get all fired up.
New 911, yes. Let's leave that if we may. Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Now,
come on, guys. Yeah.
Now, what I'm thinking here is, I'm in such a happy place with 911. It's like, well, we can't have that, can we? We can't.
No, certainly not.
And I didn't get too angry on the Lamborghini story because it wasn't SUV heavy. So
that's true. There was actually no mention of the SUV in the report that I read, so that's good. If that's not part of their new growth, then I think we can be happy with that.
However, this week, well, I think this week anyway. Let me check a date on it. Yeah, there have been some undisguised snaps of the overhauled Model Y.
I have seen these. Yes,
Yeah.
they've got it out snow testing, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it.
Which they could have done in our back garden this week, to be honest. But anyway, that's another matter.
Let's. You raise a good point that it's being snow tested, and what worries me is at no point does it look under control or like it's coping with the situation.
Well, no, it's not production ready yet.
Let's go with that.
Yeah,
A couple of
let's
bugs
say
in the
that.
system.
Yeah.
But my issue is, let's face it, visually it's probably not the most exciting car. What I'm trying to do is park the SUV element at the moment. I'm coming at this objectively. I'm going to put a pin in my prejudice and put it over there.
Good. If you can.
If I can. I can't guarantee that pin's not going to pop out any second.
Yeah.
But what it really needed was just a hint of interesting, and absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, the code name for this model is Juniper.
Is it?
Yeah, and we've known that this has been coming for a while, because obviously they refreshed the Model 3 a little while ago with the Highland.
Yeah.
Highland, that's right. And this is the Model Y equivalent of that. I'm gonna say I agree with you that it's not massively an exciting change. I say I prefer it to the current shape, or the only shape the Model Y's ever had.
Okay.
I think it's less bulbous at the front.
It's interesting because that's what if I tried to sort of turn that into an analogy, that's like when you're decorating the house and you go, well, I prefer this magnolia to that beige.
Well, I could use the analogy of our sitting room in our last house, which we kept repainting, and no matter what colour we chose, it came out pink. I don't know why.
I think someone's mugging you off there.
This is a shade. I prefer this shade of pink to the last shade of pink, even though pink wasn't what we were going for. Because you can only repaint a room so many times before you just. I'm not doing it again. I'm just not.
No, you're completely correct. If you've done it that many times, you'd say no, whatever.
No, I'm done now.
It'll do.
The room is an inch smaller all the way around. I'm not doing it again. I can't find any of the power sockets. We're lucky we can still open the door. No, I think, I'm not gonna claim it's an exciting, groundbreaking design, but I do think I prefer it to what the current model looks like.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a response.
Okay.
I just I thought, mind you, I don't get. I was so well behaved there. I wasn't particularly venomous, was I?
No, not at all. I mean, we've only seen spy shots of it covered in snow. We haven't, necessarily seen the finished thing yet. Although it is coming very soon.
Yeah, it must be imminent. I mean,
it is.
It can't be long before they put it on the website, surely.
No, it'll be coming up. As you say, the Model 3 Highland has been out for a while. They did some tweaks to the Model S, although they don't make many Model S's anymore. Only the plaid, ridiculously fast version, and only in left-hand drive, as we know. But no, I have to say, I think it's an improvement. So, I'm all right with that.
Do you know what? I thought I might brave the Tesla website just for a second.
They have a configurator too, I'm
I'm not going to configure anything. It was more, I'm just going to.
There aren't many options to choose, to be honest.
No, not at all. It was more the fact I was just going to go on there and see if there was any hint of the Y changing, but there is not, which fair enough.
Not yet.
What's really funny is I Googled, I typed Tesla into Google and it went, oh, there you go. And I was like, oh, right, there's the quick links rather than going to the main site. Just quick link to Model Y.
Yep.
Fine. Loaded up and went, that's no good. That's in dollars. Might as well have the pounds.
The Great British Pound.
Yes, so I've heard. Yeah, that's not done so well today, is it?
No.
And I thought, is a quick fix for this to change the domain to .co.uk?
No, that's not how it works.
No, I can assure you it's not how it works, because
I know it's not. Yes,
if you go to tesla.co.uk, it's it is a domain, but they've not bought their certificate. Come on, Elon.
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't belong to them. It's another company. It's not. It's nothing to do with Tesla. Tesla.co.uk is another organisation. I don't know. Another British. It's a. I don't know. I can't remember what they do now. I don't think it's automotive related.
Unfortunately, I can't find out because it's a massive security risk. And trying to bypass certificates these days is harder and harder.
Oh, they won't. The browsers won't let you do it. No. Tesla.co.uk is nothing to do with Tesla, the car company.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a lovely little fact. Like that.
Yeah. No, I discovered that a while ago. It's been the case, well, forever. No, if you want to go to the UK priced shop on the website, if you can call it a shop, store, whatever, it's tesla.com, and then you choose the region in the, I think, top right corner, something like that.
You do indeed. I have successfully chosen it.
Not that I'm, hugely familiar with the Tesla website at all, obviously. I don't play on their configurator much at all, ever. On a lazy Sunday afternoon and configuring up my Model 3. No, I don't. I obviously wouldn't do that.
Well, it ain't going to take you long. It's only 2 minutes out of your life.
I know. You choose your colour out of 5 choices, and I think 2 choices of alloy wheel, and whether you want full self-driving, which you can't have in the UK, but they'll still take your money for it. And that's about it. And whether you want it on finance or you're going to pay cash. Other than that,
well, and your motors, whether you're going full beans or entry level.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the standard range, long range, or performance, I think. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We all like a configurator. It's just be nice if there was one that gave you some options.
I do go on that one. Obviously, I can't go on a Jaguar one anymore, so.
No.
Back to AutoTrader, who this week have ruined their interface. Just saying.
Have they?
Yes.
I've not seen this. I'm going in.
Do a search for anything, and see what the results look like. Yeah, search for anything you want.
Okay, no, hang on. This is interesting. I don't want to search for anything. I want to search something vaguely interesting.
Well, I mean, the sort of things I search for a lot. So
I'm well aware of those. Okay.
The homepage is the same, but wait till you get the results.
Let me see. I want a very specific search. There we go. That's what I'm after. Perfect. Yeah, that is a bit different, isn't it?
Now try and refine your search, which used to be on that very helpful column on the left-hand side where you could see all your options and you could scroll up and down. Now you've got these different boxes across the top that you have to click, but if you click one, it cancels it rather than giving you the options, and then you have to select it again, and then you get a window come up over the top of it. It's just it takes twice as long to get anywhere.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, it's not. It's a lot slower. I mean, it's not actually slower, but it's slower because there's more clicks to get it to work. That is not an improvement. Just putting that there. As someone who has studied interface design, that is not an improvement.
No, you are correct. Although I have ended up at a very agreeable car.
Well, I did tell you to search whatever you like, so that's fine.
I did, yeah. I've ended up at a Guards Red 911, 997. Yeah.
You'd search for 911s.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're going to do an AutoTrader search, just give yourself a little bit longer now, because it'll take a bit longer.
It is bad.
It's not as good, is it? It's nowhere near as good. And there's no button to go back to the old interface like some websites give you.
No, and now I take your point where I just cleared one of the ones above.
Yeah. But if you've already got something selected and you just want to refine it, clicking on it cancels it and removes it, and you have to click on it again to go back in.
Right. I'll tell you what else is rubbish about this is it's got lazy loading on it.
Right.
And I was scrolling down and I saw one I liked. And by the time I scrolled to it, it jumped to the next set of results.
Right.
And there is a button at the top to say load previous results, and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, no. So there's bugs in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... Yeah, that's dreadful.
Yeah, that's not an improvement. Nowhere near an improvement. Also, the results across the top, when you've selected a few things like manufacturer and model, and then maybe a submodel like sport or whatever, they're not always in the same order. I don't know how that top bar is being sorted. And if you want to change any of them, like, I don't want that model, I want to look at another one, well, you click on it and it's gone. And then you've got everything from that manufacturer. It's like, no, I was happy with that car. I just want to change the model. And then you have to go back in. Oh, no, they've spoiled that. It was really quick to flick around before.
Yeah, not for you. It's all gone now. I found another lovely one here. So Gen 1 997 GT3.
You're right to bring us back to cars. I was getting into tech again there. That's kept happening tonight. I need to stop it.
I'm deliberately trying to avoid it because
there's a former website designer that's going to really annoy you.
Don't you tar me with the design brush. I was a developer, thank you very much.
I said former.
No, you said former, but you said former designer. Like, no, that wasn't me. Developer.
No, that's true. You didn't do the design. No, that's true.
No.
You made him work. Well, sort
of. Better than that, I might add.
Yes. No, I don't like that. Very good.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, all joking aside, I mean, last time I went near a website and did anything to it, you could at least scroll through the bloody thing.
Yeah, that's crap. That they've ruined that. However, you have found yourself some tasty 911, so that's always good.
Yeah. Never going to turn that down. Okay, so what have we learned this week?
What have we learned this week? Are we better people this week?
I would say so. So we've learned that actually all is well in the world. We're not skint. We can buy a Lamborghini.
Apparently so.
Apparently no.
Everyone else is.
Don't question it. Just go and buy one. Brilliant. What else have we let? So Nissan's on its arse and Honda are saving them essentially.
Nissan are a bit knackered, but Honda's going to come in and sort that out for us, so that's okay. Yeah.
Porsche have done it again. Tesla have also done it again, but in a more boring way. And the one mecca for wasting a couple of hours has become an infuriating little website to use.
Yeah. So I think generally this week,
actually, what does that mean? If we stick to AutoTrader browsing on the phone using the app, maybe that's the better way to deal with it.
oh, I'd have to test that. You might be right there, because they're forced into having it in a column, then, aren't they? So
Yeah. All right. Okay. If you
right.
go and use the app, and I think we'll probably be all right.
Yeah, it looks like the app is. Oh, hang on.
Oh no.
No, the app. No, you're all right. The app is still one above the other, like it used to be. So you're okay.
Okay. Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So the app.
Right, auto-tradering is now restricted to the mobile platform.
App only. Otherwise, the sanctuary is lost.
So disappointed. I love AutoTrader. Fortunately, when I search for S-Type Rs, there are now so few of them that it is only one page. There's no scrolling involved. So we're okay.
So that's you've mitigated that bug without any real effort. Perfect. That's okay. Yeah. That's you've helped the developers out there.
My unnatural obsession with the S-Type is really working for me there. Yeah.
That's it. So that's another little top tip to round off with. And if you want to use AutoTrader and you've only got the web option, make sure your search is really pervy.
Yeah, you'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.